The alarm screamed at 4:30 a.m. The sound wasn't a wake-up call. It was a violation. Your body, heavy with 5 hours of fractured sleep, protested every movement. The chill of the linoleum floor seeped into your bare feet as you shuffled to the bathroom, avoiding the third step that creaked and could wake your mother. Your reflection in the mirror was a familiar stranger. Shadowed eyes, a face pale with fatigue. You splashed it with cold water, the shock a temporary substitute for the sleep you couldn't afford. This was the ritual, the first of many silent sacrifices made before the sun even rose. Your phone, plugged into a precarious-looking extension cord, was your shrine. You unplugged it, your thumb automatically tracing the largest crack that ran diagonally across the screen. It had happened during a frantic shift at the diner, a tray of drinks slipping. The cost of a replacement screen was equivalent to 2 weeks of groceries. So you learned to live with the fracture, just like you learned to live with the constant, low-grade anxiety of being poor. On the lock screen, visible through the damage, was Jungkook. It was a candid shot from a Run BTS episode, his head thrown back in unfiltered laughter, eyes disappearing into perfect crescents. That laugh, that joy, felt like a direct challenge to the grimness of your 4:30 a.m. reality. You opened your music app, the one with the cracked premium mod that glitched sometimes. You tapped on Spring Day. As the first piano notes filled your tiny bathroom, a different kind of day began. This was your church. This was where you armored up. The struggle was a ghost. It wasn't a dramatic, cinematic poverty. It was a quiet, gnawing one. It was the careful scraping of the last bit of peanut butter from the jar. It was the knot in your stomach when a classmate casually suggested getting boba tea after school, and you had to invent an excuse. It was your mother's hands, raw and chapped from cleaning offices, and the way she'd hide the disconnect notices from the electricity company. You worked 2 part-time jobs, the diner job after school, smelling of stale grease and fried food that clung to your hair and uniform. Then, on weekends and some evenings, you stocked shelves at a local supermarket, your back aching from the weight of canned goods, the fluorescent lights humming a monotonous song of despair. The money didn't go into your pocket. It went into the household fund, a worn envelope your mother kept in a kitchen drawer. You'd hand over your earnings, and she'd smile, a tired, guilty thing that never reached her eyes. "For your future, my love," she'd say, but you both knew it was for the present, for the rent, for the loan payments, for your younger brother's school trip. Your dream of Korea wasn't a whimsical fantasy. It was a rebellion, a secret act of defiance against a life that had already been written for you. And your weapon was an old, rusty cookie tin, hidden under a loose floorboard under your bed. Every night, after homework was done and the house was quiet, you'd perform your secret ritual. You'd lift the floorboard, the faint scent of dust and old wood rising. The tin, once filled with butter cookies, now held your soul. The clink of coins was the most beautiful sound you knew. The $1.25 in change from a tip a customer told you to keep. The $5 bill you saved by walking home for a week instead of taking the bus. The $20 from your birthday that your aunt gave you that you were supposed to spend on yourself. The loose coins you found in the laundry or on the street, you'd count it over and over. You had a small notebook where you'd log every deposit, calculating how many years it would take at this rate. The math was often disheartening. Sometimes you'd have to take money out of the tin for a sudden school fee for your brother's medicine. Those nights, you'd cry silent, bitter tears onto the cold metal, feeling your dream slip further away. Jungkook was the antidote to the poison. The world called it an obsession. They didn't understand. It wasn't obsession, it was survival. When you failed your math midterm because you were too exhausted to study, you came home and watched Jungkook's fan cam for My Time. He sang about the loneliness of growing up too fast, and you felt seen. He understood. When the kids at school mocked your secondhand clothes and your cracked phone, you put on your earphones and listened to Answer, Love Myself. You've shown me I have reasons. I should love myself. You'd repeat the words like a prayer, trying to stitch your shattered self-esteem back together. The nights you cried from sheer overwhelm, curled up on your thin mattress. It was his live clips that comforted you. Him talking about his own struggles, moving to Seoul as a teenager, feeling scared and lonely. We all have a world of pain inside us, he'd said once, his voice soft. But we have to keep going. Please don't give up. He wasn't just a celebrity. He was the friend who whispered courage into your ear when you had none left. He was the proof that someone from a small city with a dream bigger than his circumstances could make it. He was your blueprint for hope,